Welcome to the Good News Bay podcast, where we are making Bay County brighter, one conversation at a time. My name's Steve Taylor, and we can't wait to get this episode started.
All right. We are on today's podcast. We are very, very blessed to have a special, I want to say guest, but I'm thinking he's not a guest because he's a staff member. And we have a brand new staff member. I hope you, before I introduce Josh, I hope you know Doug Moore. He's also here with us today. If you're listening, you wouldn't know that just by hearing it. But when I say Doug Moore, I'm not talking about Bay County Commissioner Doug Moore. I'm talking about Emerald Coast Fellowship student pastor, Dr. Doug Moore. And say, hey, Doug.
Hey, guys.
All right. And so we have just, I could use the word recruited, but we have searched high and low across really multiple states, half the country, whatever you want to call it. And we feel like God has brought to us a middle school youth pastor that's going to do a phenomenal job for us. His name is Josh Ray. He and his wife are in the process of moving here. He's doing some driving back and forth still. He's got a 1-year-old named Isaac, and he has gotten here just in time to get to know our students before they take off for Chaco Springs. And then then by the time we hit the fall, we're going to hit the ground running. Them having been to youth camp, he's going to be on campuses with us and with Doug. And so we're going to take just a few minutes and introduce him. And then I'm going to have Doug talk some about some of the things that are going on over at the rec, the new student building that we're about to have a grand opening for. So we got a lot to talk about. So Josh, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to Bay County. Welcome to Panama City. Welcome to Emerald Coast Fellowship. And welcome to our student ministry. Start by telling us, where are you from, man?
Born in Gainesville, Florida. Yep.
Go Vols.
Nope. Go Gators.
So we got an SEC battle that's already
SEC
begun
East battle.
between the two ugly colors of orange in the SEC. Is there anybody else that's orange in the
Texas.
SEC?
Texas.
Ooh.
But Florida's got the best orange, obviously.
Cool.
But no, I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida, primarily. That's where we spent a lot of time.
Okay.
So.
Tell me a little bit about your dad. I know he's meant a lot to you.
He does.
Yeah.
My dad, my biggest role model, biggest supporter. He's a Southern Baptist preacher, and just growing up as a pastor's kid, you get all the stereotypes that come with it. But with my dad, I mean, he just did a great job of taking care of us and helping us love the church.
Well, I think it helps people if they're trying to get to know you. Like, you've lived in a few different places, and those moves were a result of being a pastor's kid.
That's right.
A PK.
That's right. PK.
I have a special place for those, not because I am one, but because I have a couple, and it's a good thing. It comes with its own challenges. So a big chunk of your growing up was in Jacksonville?
Yes, sir. Yes. We lived in North Carolina for a bit, but I was really young, so I don't really remember that.
Okay.
But the big move for us was between my sophomore and my junior year of high school. We moved to Lake City, Florida.
Sweet. Also big time Gator country.
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah. It's not close enough to Tallahassee, right? So you went to University of West Florida.
Yes, sir.
What kind of degree did you pursue there?
I majored in accounting and minored in management. So,
and then you've spent the last several years you've been working in banking, right?
Correct. After I graduated college, it was COVID, and banks were almost the only people hiring. So I started working as a bank teller, and then the past 3 years I've spent working in commercial banking.
That's awesome. I love the idea that you got a concept of how to handle a budget in dollars and cents, which makes sense. And I would imagine middle school parents or youth parents are going to be excited that you probably could rub off some good money saving techniques on their kids.
Hopefully.
Well, I can tell you from what Doug and I have seen. I mean, you're a young guy working hard. And on a minister's salary, you're going to have it's important for y'all to, and a parent of a 1-year-old. It's important to spend the dollars well, right?
That's right.
So you met your wife while you were at UWF. you met Sarah.
I did, yes. I was serving on a satellite campus of a church over there, and
Let's call it by name. It's Olive Baptist.
Olive Baptist.
You were at the Warrington campus.
Yes, the Warrington campus at Olive. I was serving, playing the bass and the worship band, and Sarah had come over to help with preschool. And just through being on the satellite campus, mutual friends, we got to know each other, and then the rest is history.
How long y'all been married?
We will be married for 4 years, June 26th.
All right. I see the heavy concentration. Do not get that wrong.
Don't get it wrong.
And so Isaac's a year old now. He just turned 1.
He did, yes, sir.
Sweet. And we know that Sarah is a school teacher, right?
Yes, sir. Kindergarten teacher.
That's awesome. And fingers crossed. I guess actually we're praying. We don't have our fingers crossed that she gets a job here real soon in Bay County. And so y'all are going to be renting a townhome that you just now have. You hadn't even got your stuff in there yet, but you will soon.
Not yet. Hopefully, we get approved in the next couple of days.
That is awesome. Doug, I'm going to ask you to jump in here real quick.
Okay.
You're going to be kind of supervising, or you will. You'll be supervising Josh. You've been our student minister for forever. 14 years now?
14 years.
And so we have an incredible student ministry. I'm really proud of what God's done through our church here with student ministry. We're moving into a brand new building. And we have, like, Lacey Wilmot came on as your assistant last year to help organize some of all this chaos that we have with students. And now we're bringing on someone else to help you. Can you tell us a little bit about what Josh's role is going to be?
Yeah, so Josh is going to be in what I call my pod, okay? And that involves adult education, facilities, and student ministry. And he's going to be working with us primarily in student ministry, focusing on middle schoolers, their families, and getting on middle school campuses. We're going to spend all summer introducing him to principals, coaches, band directors, letting him meet families and get to know middle schoolers. And then in the fall, he's going to be teaching a 6th grade guys small group on Sunday mornings at 9:30 in the student building. So we're looking forward to him expanding and growing what we've already been able to accomplish with relationships in the school system. And I don't see it as a role of him really taking stuff off of me as much as him taking stuff and running with it so we can be more effective across the board.
Yep. Well, I want to make sure people hear it loud and clear. Yes, we have another student minister coming on here in Josh, but that is not instead of Doug Moore. That's in addition to.
Yes, absolutely.
And so you've got your oldest now is fixing to go. Weston just graduated 8th grade yesterday, I think.
Yes.
And so he's moving over to Mosley. He's going to be in high school. We got a big 8th grade group moving up into the high school. So
I'm about to have a 6th grader.
Lots of it, yes.
So I'm going to have 2 in the student ministry.
So you still are intensely involved
Very.
with students.
Very.
People have asked me what I think about Josh. Well, what I think about Josh is that he's going to be the kind of guy that I would want my teenager to hang out with. And so we're excited of what's happening there. Let me just hit you with a couple of other little things. Do you have a go-to coffee or snack order? Are you even a coffee guy?
I'm a coffee guy, but I'm a simple coffee guy, just black.
Oh, you don't like your coffee pretty like I do.
Every once in a while, I had a pretty coffee this morning, but most of the time, just black coffee.
Do you have any pets? Cats, dogs, anything?
Two cats, and we love them.
What are their names?
Stubbs and Benji.
All right. That's good. What about any hidden talents or hobbies?
I love to play disc golf, play the bass guitar.
Disc golf's one of those things that if you love it, you love it. I mean, it's so there's people that are hearing that are like, oh, disc golf. He's going to need to learn where all the cool disc golf courses are in Bay County.
Yes, please tell me those. I don't know where any are at.
State in the PC campus.
I'm good on Florida State stuff.
You don't want to go hang out in the Garnet and Gold?
No.
This might be a little bit of a problem. We're going to have to pray for you. Any other snacks you really like?
I like the Nerds gummy clusters a whole lot. Those are really good.
Good stuff. All right. Well, is there anything that you would want the people out here, like a fact that lots of people don't know about you, but that you'd like for us to know about you?
I've been racking my brain over that question. I think the one thing that comes to mind, I guess, that's somewhat impressive is I can solve a Rubik's Cube in about a minute, but
Oh boy,
That's about it.
that's pretty good. And you don't have to take it apart.
No, I don't take it apart.
Okay.
No,
We're going to test this out tonight.
that's fine.
It
We're
would
going
be-
to test it out in the middle school service.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Yeah,
It'd be fun
I'm
to
going to go to
watch.
Walmart and get one for
Let's
tonight.
do it.
Who has been, you referred to this earlier, but who's been the most impactful person in your life, faith wise?
My dad, by far. When I think about not who I want to be or what I want my ministry to look like, but just even who I want to be, just as a man, as a father, it looks exactly like my dad. My entire life, I've watched him selflessly care for people, but I've also watched him protect us from things that if he didn't tell us years after they happened, I would have never known, something that happened. He's by far, like I said earlier, my biggest fan, biggest supporter, just someone who I want to be like.
That's awesome. If you were talking to middle schoolers, there may be a parent or two that make their middle schooler watch this. I don't know, or grandparent. But if you were talking to middle schoolers, what is there anything that you would want to say to middle schoolers that were watching?
Number one, just be yourself. Middle school can be tough, but
Middle schoolers are mean. Some of them are.
a little bit, but that's okay. But secondly, these things that we talk about at church, the Bible, a relationship with God, they matter. And I just hope that they would come and just for a couple hours a week, just turn their focus to the Lord and worship and study.
I know that as a church, we try very diligently to partner with moms and dads. Like, we want to be a voice into their child's life that is able to echo and say the kind of things that they would want for their child to be told and taught. The things that are found in the Scripture about having a relationship with God, but also making good decisions. So that's cool. What's your hope for the middle school ministry over the next couple of years?
I really I want to see students fall in love with Christ, mature in their relationship with Him, and then serve the church. Like I said, these things matter. I want them to take it seriously. I want them to be involved. I want them to study the Word every single day, not because I'm telling them to or because their parents are telling them to, but because they want to.
What have you observed with middle schoolers that you think they tend to be really good at?
They are really good at trying to get under your skin.
Yes, they are.
You sound like a guy getting ready to go to youth camp.
You sure you don't have a middle schooler?
I do not have a middle schooler. They're just good at having fun, I think.
They are.
Yeah, they just like to have fun with no care in the world, and I think it's awesome.
That's good. There's a lot of innocence there, and there's also a lot of mischievousness there.
Yes.
Kind of at the same time and sometimes separately. But, Doug, I'm going to pull you back in now. We just got our CO for the student building that we've been planning and praying for years.
Long time.
But it's finally here. We're going to be easing into that building in the next couple of months, ready to roll by the fall. Tell us what that building's going to be.
So that building is going to be incredible. I mean, it already is incredible. It's going to be a missionary developing building is what it's going to be.
Okay.
Where we want kids to come on Wednesday nights and Sundays and gather and have a great time, so that we can fill them up with the Word of God, and then send them out to reach their friends for Jesus and to serve in the larger church, as Josh was just talking about. We're excited about the production value. We're excited about the hangout value outside the worship center, where they can build relationships and just relax and just kind of let the stress of the day melt off. There's going to be a basketball court. We've got this dodgeball, gaga ball pit thing going on that they can play in that and just have fun and laugh at each other. It's just going to be an incredible place for middle school and high school students to come on Wednesday nights, not only to experience God, but to build relationships with their peers and to have conversations with adults who genuinely care about them as a person.
It's awesome. I'm excited about it, like from the pastoral side, because like from a security standpoint, it is going to be a lot simpler for us as like a church staff to be able to keep up with everybody. They'll have one entrance in when the parents drop them off, one entrance out. And so the food, the worship, small group, all of it would happen, all happens inside that gated area. Obviously bigger than what we've had before. I'm also grateful because it's going to provide opportunity for the rest of the church, because any of the spaces that we're not now using with teenagers, we are in need of space for children and for preschool in particular. And so young adults will probably be the ones that move primarily into the exact spaces that youth have been in. And then that will free up more space for all these other folks that are coming to town and coming to Emerald Coast Fellowship. So it's a big deal for our entire church. We happen to be, and Doug, I know you would echo this strongly, we happen to be a church where our older adults over the years have made some incredible investments.
Yes.
And also we have a commitment to the next generation. And so we're excited about it. Josh, we are so excited to have you on staff. Hopefully this little podcast interview will give us a chance to let people know there's incredible things happening now at Emerald Coast with teenagers, but there are some incredible things coming, whether it's a new schedule and maybe some new routines with what we do on Wednesdays in the fall, new small groups in the fall on Sunday mornings, and then also really just the idea that we've got more manpower, if you will, to try to love your student as the fall approaches. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to it. Y'all keep your eyes peeled. All right, Josh, thanks so much for being our guest.
Thank
Doug,
you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
being here
Josh.
today. Yep.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Help us encourage others by sharing this content. You can also like it, and certainly we would love it if you subscribe to the content so you can be one of the first to get the new episode when it drops.